Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. Today we are looking at the new Naked Gun movie released in 2025, obviously. I've heard people say that this is like the first good comedy to come out in the last like 10 years, which I do disagree with that, but I, hold on, sorry. I think there's other good comedies that have come out in the last like 10 years. Um, But I did think this movie was solid. I liked it. I've only seen the first and second Naked Gun maybe like once a really long time ago. And I've only seen parts of the third one. Like the three older movies. I think there's three. So I was kind of expecting not to be a fan of this movie because I'm not really that familiar with the franchise. But I was pleasantly surprised. So my favorite parts were probably the cameos. I mean, there was a lot of good cameos in this movie, especially the Weird Al cameo. That was just the best part of the movie. I think at least. But there was other cool cameos too, like Busta Rhymes, Batista, Cody Rhodes. Um, who else shows up in this movie? I think there's one more. Yeah, I can't think of any other cameos that show up in the movie, but yeah, a lot of cool cameos in this movie. Um, Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are really good in this movie. I think they're great protagonists. Now, the strongest part of the movie might be probably just like the comedy. Whoops. How do I do this? I'm just figuring stuff out on the computer here. Okay. It's not letting me do something I'm trying to do. But yeah, the comedy itself might be the strongest part of this movie. The jokes in this movie are like really random, but most of the time really funny. I like the jokes. My favorite part besides the cameos is when Kevin Durant's character is like spying on Drebin and Beth in the window in their house because they have like a big window, and he's using thermal vision, so he can't like actually fully see them. He can just see the heat. And she's cleaning an oven with this cleaner thing, but from the perspective of the thermal vision with Kevin Durant, Drebin is standing in a very unfortunate position, and it kind of looks like something else. And yeah, and there was a lot of unfortunate looking positions, and then a dog shows up, and I'm not gonna explain it any further, but yeah, that was a really funny part, and I was laughing so hard at it. Like I said before, at the beginning, a lot of people are saying that like none of the comedies that have came out in the last like 10 years have been good besides this movie now. Which I disagree with that, but like look at these videos, like they're all saying that it's good. Like Penguin Zero says this comedy movie is actually good, and he's talking about the Naked Gun.
Like about them, usually you just end
Um,
up wishing you had seen something else or just stayed home, which is a shame. But the new Naked Gun movie just came out, and I saw it.
so yeah, people actually I don't think this movie is quite as good as a lot of people are saying, but The Naked Gun finally a very funny comedy. Are we allowed to laugh again? Oh yeah, these movies can be funny. But yeah. I you would I feel like people probably expected this to be terrible, and I kind of thought it would probably be terrible too because like sequels that come out like 30 years after the originals usually fail. Yeah, wow, 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is very unusual for a comedy movie. Most of them are like sub 60%, but below 60%, but no. Not this movie. Yeah, this movie is pretty highly rated, and I honestly do kind of get it. It is a good movie. I liked it. My dad had watched this movie when it first started streaming, and he said that he thought it was just okay, which also kind of lowered my expectations. for when I watched this movie a couple days ago. So I'm filming this. But yeah, like I said before, I liked it surprisingly more than I thought I would. Um, some weak parts of the movie, I think it is a little bit slow at the beginning. Um, but even though it does get way better around the middle, in the beginning, I think it's a little slow. And also a lot of characters, besides the main ones themselves, like the bad guys and the protagonists, they're just a little forgettable, and they just kind of leave the movie for a while, and then just kind of come back near the end. That kind of happens with a couple of the characters, and I thought that was kind of weird. Um, just I never really like when movies do that. Because it just give because like they can't develop as much. Like just have them at least show up for a little bit in the entire movie, not just show up in the beginning, then leave, and then come back a little bit in the ending. There was this one part of the movie where I kind of hated is that this one Beth Pamela Anderson, she like there's like the bad guy is he's at like a dining table, and then she needs to create a distraction, so she like goes up on stage to sing, but she like doesn't actually sing. She just becomes Scatman John for like 5 years, and it's just like it's just kind of cringe. Like I didn't really find that kind of funny, and that whole scene, I just had to point out because of how like kind of cringy and a little annoying I found it. I also think that, well, not really the ending, but the way that the bad guy was defeated, I just found kind of anticlimactic in a way. Like I just feel like there could have been a way bigger, cooler defeat for the bad guy. Like they could have added a whole like much cooler like action scene where they're in the air and they have to get like a helicopter or something. Because like he says that he has like rockets and he tries to activate them, but he just crashes his head into a streetlight and then just knocks himself out. And I feel like they could have done more with that. Like they could have like this movie is only an hour and 25 minutes, so it's not like something like that would have made the movie longer than it needed to be. Like a comedy can be a little bit longer than that. But overall, those are pretty small nitpicks that I have. I don't think any of those really ruin the movie at all. But yeah, that was pretty much my review or my opinion on the new Naked Gun movie. I know it's a little late. This movie came out like 5 years ago, but did I just say 5 years ago? No, 5 months ago. 5 years ago. Um, but and my last review was a movie that came out like 20 years ago, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, overall, pretty solid movie that I thought was not as good as a lot of people are saying it is, but it's really funny and a really fun watch. And if you like comedy movies, then I would definitely recommend this. Um, I don't, I don't, I don't know if like it's like really different from the older movies because I've never really seen the older movies that much. So like if it's like very different from the old movies, like if you're an old fan of the older movies, like you might not like it as much or something. But I don't know. But I would recommend it um if you like comedies. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye.